Batman Arkham Asylum has a pretty iconic opening and probably my favourite of the Batman Arkham games, but what happened before this moment? Yes, there are multiple lines early on in the game where characters speak about the events leading up to the Joker being captured, such as Batman speaking to the Joker and Gordon speaking to Batman, but we never get the chance to actually see what happened within the games. So today I will be reading the prequel comic of Batman Arkham Asylum, The Road to Arkham, by writer Alan Burnett from the 1648 page Batman Arkham Omnibus, which I recently purchased. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and let's get started. Batman, with Joker captured, drives towards Arkham Asylum, and Batman is grateful that the roads are quieter so he can get there faster, with the Joker annoying him with, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Batman finds it strange that the Joker has been keeping it low for about 2 months now, which we find out most likely was him plotting to take over Arkham Asylum, or it could have even been when Joker was dealing with Jason Todd, which we knew happened before the events of Arkham Asylum, but this is unlikely as the comic released in 2009, so the idea of Jason Todd being in the abandoned wing of the asylum wasn't introduced until Arkham Knight. Joker's "Are we there yet?" chant is interrupted when Batman punches him in the face. Batman is then contacted by Oracle, who jokingly says, "Heard you had a busy evening." Batman tells Oracle that she needs to inform Gordon and Warden Sharp that they need to be prepared for Joker's arrival. Oracle points out that it is strange that this is the third big villain that Batman has turned in this month. Batman agrees, as all of the arrests were from the same anonymous tip and how it was too clean. Batman theorizes that it could have been someone with deep ties to the criminal underground and is purposely getting these people captured so that they can take over. Oracle cuts down some of the possible choices, with Two-Face still being in hospital and Black Mask retreating to Bloodhaven not too long ago. Batman recalls that the first tip to the kidnapping of Dr. Sarah Cassidy, who you may remember we saved in one of the earlier Predator sections in the sanatorium in the asylum. The tip leads Batman to Zsasz, who was one of her patients in the asylum and wanted to get revenge on her, planning to cut into her brain. As Zsasz goes to do this though, he's taken down by the Batman and handcuffed to a drain while Batman rescues Dr. Cassidy. I thought this was pretty cool, as we get to see a character that was only a minor character in Batman Arkham Asylum fleshed out a bit more, and it's funny that Zsasz is pretty consistent being taken out in one punch, like we see him every time we've gone up against him. On the next page we move to the second villain that Batman has recently captured, where the same anonymous person left a test tube at the GCPD for Batman to collect. After analysing this test tube, Batman finds out what's in this test tube is Scarecrow's fear gas, which is now colourless, odourless, and stronger than it ever was previously, making it even more dangerous than before. And even when a small amount of gas escaped this vacuum seal that Batman owns, it was still enough to affect him. Batman uses the test tube to come up with an antidote for the fear gas and intercepts Scarecrow's plans of attacking psychologists. Scarecrow mocks Batman, saying, "What are you going to do? Send me back to my cell again? This is only a prelude to utter chaos." We are back at current time, with Batman and Oracle bouncing theories and ideas between each other, where Batman wonders who would have been able to get a sample of fear gas off Scarecrow, and Oracle points out the similarities that Crane and Zsasz plan to attack their doctors that experimented on them. The only difference is that the Joker is the only supervillain to go after the mayor rather than the doctors. We flash back to City Hall, where the mayor is giving a speech, but it is interrupted by the Joker saying, "It has come to my attention that there is a lack of parking for clown cars, and that Joker tried to park in the handicapped parking, but he was told he was not sick enough." The mayor, frightened by the Joker, calls for someone to get the police, but Joker pulls out an explosive vest and says that the mayor looks like he could explode, captures him and hangs him on top of a tower with an explosive vest placed on him. Joker's confused though, as Batman still is yet to appear to stop him. Joker says, "Drat, I was hoping he'd be here by now. I guess he's not the patriotic type." But suddenly a batarang flies out of nowhere and breaks the detonator for the explosives. We cut back to the vest, which has now been ripped off of the mayor and falling out of the sky. In an attempt to shoot Batman, Joker's thugs fire at his direction but accidentally hit the vest, which causes it to explode, sending them flying back and knocking themselves out. The mayor announces he is fed up of this city and threatens to quit, while Batman glide attacks Joker's parachute to thwart Joker's attempt at escaping. This section of the comic book really got me thinking that this could be a really cool flashback sequence or DLC for a Batman Arkham game, as it is part of the main story really of Batman and Joker, and you could definitely flesh it out a bit more for the DLC, like adding more sections to it, like trying to save the mayor without being seen, or maybe having a Predator section in City Hall. I feel like there's plenty of options for us to choose from, and if they ever decide to make a Batman Arkham Asylum remake, kind of like most games are getting remakes these days, I'd love to see something like this in it. Batman notes, "It was strangely the easiest takedown Batman has had lately," and Joker comments that he's glad that Batman enjoyed it. Batman asks Oracle to find out who ratted out Joker's plans, but Oracle says this will be a difficult task to do. We head to Arkham Asylum, where Warden Quincy Sharp is giving a speech to the guards, reminding them of his frustration that the last time that Joker was able to escape under their watch, and will not tolerate such incompetence. Back at the Batmobile, at the entrance of the asylum, Joker pokes fun at the fact that he has escaped so many times, thanking Batman for getting him home safe and sound, joking about how he even got him home before curfew. Batman ignores Joker's remarks as he's too busy thinking about how all of this was way too easy. Zsasz, Scarecrow, and the Joker were all captured with not much effort, which is super suspicious to him. Batman says he will not be able to relax until he sees Joker behind bars with a lock click, but he also feels there's something more to this and that this is only the beginning of Joker's plans. We then reach the entrance and continue the story in Batman Arkham Asylum. I thought this was a really fun comic, and it only has 12 pages, but I do love the setting of Arkham Asylum, and as a kid I always wanted to know what happened before the events of the game. I'm not too sure if this is considered canon or not, as maybe they want to leave it open to make a prequel game at some point, but it is a fun addition to the Arkham lore. I did cut out small sections of the story to keep the flow of the story going and reword some parts to avoid completely ripping off the comic word for word. So if you want the complete story, such as Harley meeting Bane, then I would definitely suggest picking this up if you see this anywhere. Comment down below your thoughts on the comic. Let me know if you want me to cover any other Batman Arkham comics, such as the Batman Arkham City comics, which would be pretty long but does have some interesting parts from what I remember. Be sure to like and subscribe. That's all for now. My name is Foeinform.